Hey, welcome everyone, and welcome to the show, Pepito live from Costa Rica. Today, it is a pleasure to see you all out there. Welcome to the show. We have a great show lined up for you all today. And please welcome also to everyone who is joining us for the first time on our show. Our objective is to present you on a weekly basis, sometimes in English, sometimes also in French, some interactive shows, but always about Costa Rica. And we will always be covering some subjects of interest with some amazing guests who will come and share their passion with you, their knowledge, their expertise, their opinions. So this is your window on Costa Rica. So this is meant to be an interactive show. This is your show, and welcome. And we are very pleased to have you with us today. Of course, this program is broadcasted and will be broadcasted for the time being, for the weeks to come and the years to come, we hope, on Facebook and also on YouTube. On YouTube, our main channel is under Pepito Live Costa Rica, as you can see right here. If you haven't had the opportunity to subscribe to the channel, please do so right now. Press subscribe. And this way you will be receiving some reminders about the show, and you will also have the opportunity to go back and see some of the shows that you may have missed. Also, if you haven't done so, you could go directly on Facebook to the Pepito Live Costa Rica Facebook page. Please like our page. On that page, very often we're going to be sharing some information that will be complementary to what we are presenting here on the show, or information that we could not actually share on YouTube. So this YouTube link, very, very, very important. Please subscribe to the channel. This is also the opportunity to share. Okay, now is the moment, because we have a great guest today, to share this program with your family, with your friends, so we could have as much people possible participating in today's show. In the past, we've had a variety of shows on nature, cultural subjects. Today, we are going more towards a legal aspect. So we're going to be talking immigration in Costa Rica in just a few minutes. But before we do that, I have a very special announcement to make. On one of our upcoming shows on August the 3rd, we are actually going to have a special show on photography. And we're going to be doing two things. First of all, we are launching today an invitation to join our photography contest. So people, starting today, we're going to tell you how you could submit. We're inviting everyone to submit their favorite photo of Costa Rica. And we're going to have this information on our Facebook page also. And we're going to have some prizes on August the 3rd. Our special guest will be Sean Davis. Sean Davis is a professional photographer from Costa Rica. He has had some photos published in the Times Magazine, in National Geographic, in the New York Times, and so forth. So Sean will be joining us, and he will also actually be judging and selecting one of the top winners of this contest. It's all about fun, and it is on an amateur level. Professionals cannot participate. Sorry, maybe another time. And we will also be cooperating to produce this show and encourage people to participate in the contest with the Guanacaste Photography Club. And we will put the link to this club actually in our comment section. So if you haven't had the opportunity to subscribe to this club, go check it out. Please subscribe to the club. And you can see right here, once again, okay, join the Guanacaste Photography Club on Facebook. In our comment section, go press on the link. It'll bring you right there. Okay, so details, okay, for the complete contest are actually already published now as we are speaking on the Pepito Live Costa Rica Facebook page. So please participate. People have until July 27th, okay, July the 27th, okay, at midnight to submit your photo starting from now. What we will be doing, okay, one of the winning pictures will be selected by Sean Davis. The other winning photo will be selected by the Guanacaste Photography Club. And then we're going to be posting all of the photos in the file in the Pepito Live Costa Rica Facebook page. And everyone will be able to go there, see all of the photos, and you will be able to like your favorite photos. The top 3 photos or participants with the most like will be winning some prizes. So that's the essence of the contest. Amateur, only Costa Rica, and have fun. Because we find that in these times, sometimes people get a little bit depressed and discouraged and so forth. So we're looking for a way to share the beauty, to share the passion, and share the magic of Costa Rica. And this is one of the ways that that we did find out. Now, today we have a special show. We have done a show in French with our special guest of today, with Marcela Gurdian, and it was a very popular show. And we've decided to do it also in English with you all today. And so she is actually coming back. We're very pleased to have with us our special guest today to talk about immigration. It's such an important subject. A lot of people talk about these issues, especially these days. And there's a lot of different versions, a lot of old information on Facebook or on websites and so forth. So I always tell people, go to the people who have the expertise, go to the people who have the knowledge and who could assist you, because you don't want to have information that is not up to date. So that is one of the reasons why we invited Marcela Gurdian to come to the show. Marcela has more than 25 years working as an attorney specialized in immigration in Costa Rica. She has had the opportunity to work with some of the government sector, with the immigration department, and she knows what immigration is all about, also on a personal level, because she actually comes from a family who actually immigrated to Costa Rica. So she knows it on a professional level, and she also knows it on a very personal level. So welcome to the show today, our dear guest, Marcela Gurdian. Welcome, Marcela.
Hello, Eve. Thank you very much for inviting me. I am really happy.
We are very happy to have you with us again. I imagine, Marcela, these days as an attorney, you must imagine being very busy with a lot of questions, a lot of the things happening, right?
Yes, many people they want to move now to Costa Rica, if because
Absolutely.
of the worldwide situation, they would like to be in Costa Rica. So I am full of work.
Yes, absolutely. Well, we thank you, and we really appreciate you taking the time to come live with us on camera today. We have people tuning in from all across Costa Rica. We have people tuning in from the States, from Canada, from Europe. And what we will do today is, Marcela, we will take the time to go over point by point the different elements of what is involved in the residency, the different types of residencies, what is required, the cost, and we will also make it interactive. So we also want to give the people an opportunity to ask questions via the comment section of either our YouTube channel or, of course, our Facebook page. So we will bring some of those questions to the screen, And we may also even have someone come live on camera, Marcela, and ask you a question pertaining to the subject of today. So how is that as a program?
Great.
Okay, okay.
Pepito, can you see me well? Because the sun is, can you see me well?
I see you're in the beautiful Costa Rica sun.
Yes.
There's a little bit of shade in your face.
Uh-huh.
If you want to move just maybe a little bit, maybe it's going to be better. I
Okay,
think
now it's better.
yeah, I think it's nice. Yes,
Okay, perfect.
perfect. No se preocupe, todo bien. Okay, Marcela, let's jump right into the subject.
Okay.
Okay. We have on the screen right now, actually, if people want to contact you, also immigration experts, okay, Costa Rica.com, right there on the screen, people can note that. So there are, Marcela, different types of residencies and different types of looking at this. And we're going to go step by step. We're going to put them on the screen. The first one is Pensionado, which is, in essence, somebody who's a pensioner, okay? Could you tell us what this involves?
Okay, Pepito, has you told everybody before, I wish the information that everybody sees the media in Facebook will be updated, but it is not updated. So I want to clarify, and everyone that is planning to move to Costa Rica, I hope this is going to be really helpful. So if someone has a pension, a monthly pension of over 1,000 American dollars, and the pension is lifetime, they will be able to get residency as a pensionado, as a retired person. And the husband, the couple, will also get residency as a dependent. And if they have children under 25 years old, they will also get a permit to be in Costa Rica. Okay, the letter to prove the pension is the most important document. The letter must indicate the amount and must indicate that the pension is lifetime. Okay, and the letter has to be authenticated by the Costa Rican consulate in Canada or with the apostille stamp in US.
Okay, now I want to clarify something. When we're talking about, because sometimes terminology in French and English and Spanish sometimes could be a little bit nuanced,
Yes.
okay?
Mhm.
Because pensionado or pensioner, we imagine it's somebody who's a retiree, like somebody who's over 60, 65 years old, but somebody could fall in this category. Correct me if I'm wrong. If, for example, I'm retired from the Army, I'm 50 years old, and I have a pension from the Army, that would qualify me as a pensionado, right?
Yes, you are right. I mean, if someone has a lifetime pension, could be a disability pension, could be a pension because you were a teacher and you don't necessarily need to be 65 years old. Anyone that has a pension, a lifetime pension, can qualify for this type of residency.
Okay,
Okay.
so uh, Social Security pension,
Social
workers union,
Security. Yes, workers union, any disability pension,
disability.
veterans pension. If you were working in a private company and the company is giving you a pension lifetime, you can also get the letter from the private company proving that you have a pension of over $1,000 lifetime, and they will qualify also.
Excellent. Now, another clarification. Whenever we talk prices in Costa Rica or on this show, for example, when we talk $1,000, we are talking US dollars.
Exactly, exactly. That's important.
Perfect. Okay,
Mhm.
pensionado. Anything else we need to add in terms of pensionado, you believe, Marcela?
Okay, in every type of residency, Pepito, the foreigner must bring the birth certificate, the police report from FBI or RCMP, the marriage certificate, plus the pension letter. Okay, all of the
Yes.
documents, they have to be recently issued, less than 6 months, because they expire after 6 months. Once the documents are inside immigration, they don't expire. So,
Perfect.
and every document that is coming from outside Costa Rica must be authenticated. Otherwise, it's not valid. That's
Perfect. And
important also.
excellent. And once we go over all the categories, we will repeat that all over again one more time, Marcela, if you don't mind, because some of the people, sometimes they come in to the show a little bit later, and sometimes there's a little bit of movement. So we will repeat some of the information so that people
Okay,
understand
okay.
very carefully. So that is the first one. The second one is what we call rentista, and I put the words in Spanish also and also in English, which means fixed income, because if people go back to some of the, the Costa Rican documents, very often it's not written in English. It will be written rentista, right?
Exactly, exactly.
Okay, tell
So
us about rentista.
rentista is someone that has a fixed income. The income should be at least 2,500 American dollars per month. So they have to prove that in their country they have a fixed income for the following 2 years of 2,500 American dollars. Or they can deposit $60,000 in a Costa Rican bank, and they will also get residency as a rentista. In this type of residency, Pepito, it is really important the letter. I mean, the letter to prove the income is the most important letter. So it has to be a very specific letter saying like, okay, this is to certify that Pepito, passport number, this and that, will receive during the following 2 years a permanent stable income rent of $2,500 per month. If one word is missing, immigration will reject the letter. The most important word is rent, R-E-N-T. That's the most important word. And if they do the deposit of $60,000 in Costa Rica, it's also really important the letter from the bank. So I make sure that before they do the investment of $60,000 at the Costa Rican bank, I need to talk to the bank to confirm that they will give me the letter that I need to get the residency. And also, if the foreigner has the income in his country, I will verify the letter before they do any authentication process. Okay? And they also need to get birth certificate, marriage certificate, FBI report, or RCMP reports for the Canadians. All the documents, they need to be recent documents, less than 6 months, and they have to be authenticated in Canada by the Costa Rican consulate in Canada, and in US with the apostille. In Europe, documents, they have to be authenticated with the apostille stamp. This is
Okay.
really important.
Perfecto. Okay, so this is okay for rentista fixed income. Now let's go to the next category that we call investors. Okay,
Mhm.
and we did put a slash here, $200,000. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct. Also, I need to repeat, it's American dollars, okay, not Canadian dollars. So if someone has properties in Costa Rica with a value, minimum value of $200,000, they can obtain residency as investors. It could be it could be different properties, and combined we need the value in $200,000, and the value should be the one at the municipality, Pepito, because many people, they buy properties in Costa Rica and the market price could be over $200,000, but then you go to the municipality and the value is less than $200,000.
Very
So
important.
that's important. But there is always a solution, because if the market value is over $200,000, but at the municipality the value is less, we can go to the municipality and increase the value to at least $200,000, and they will qualify. So the most important document in this type of residency is the municipality certification with the value of the property. Also, Pepito, the investment should be complete. I mean, If someone buys a house and they only pay $100,000 on the property for the property, and they have a mortgage of $100,000, they don't qualify because they have a mortgage on the property. So the $200,000 should be completely paid. Okay.
Okay.
So and also it's important if let's say someone has the investment of $200,000, but the investment is between husband and wife, then they don't qualify because they need to show that one person did the investment of $200,000. Because if you own 50% of the shares, Pepito, that means that you own $100,000, and your wife has the other 50% of the shares, so you don't get the $200,000 investment. But that also has a solution. You transfer the shares to one person, and then you can qualify for residency as an investor.
Okay.
Also, they need birth certificate, marriage certificate, and police report. All the documents, they need to be authenticated by the Costa Rican consulate or with the apostille stamp. And documents, they need to be recent. Okay, we cannot use the original birth certificate. This is a stupid law, but it is what it is. I mean, you have to get a certified photocopy of your birth certificate because immigration will check the issuing date on the document. And if the document is over 6 months, they won't accept it. Okay, so
Okay.
that's important.
Perfect. Okay, so that pretty much covers for now the investor category. Now we're going to go to the next one, residency for spouses. So I have a question for that. Does that mean if I come on to Costa Rica on a holiday and I meet a beautiful tica on the beach and we decided we get married tomorrow, you do the marriage, Marcela, I could get my residency tomorrow morning?
Okay, attention, Pepito, because if you are doing the marriage only to get residency, okay, it's difficult because immigration, they will do an interview to you and your wife, and they need to confirm that the relation is a real one, that is not just to get in a residency. Even the lawyer that is doing the marriage, the lawyer is assuming a big responsibility. So because he needs to know that it's a real relation, okay? So if it's a real relation and you are really in love with a Tika wife, okay, so you can apply for residency. You will get a temporary residency that you have to renew every year. Normally, you renew your residency every 2 years, but in this type of residency, you have to renew every year, and you have to go with your wife to immigration because they need to confirm that you are still with your wife, and they need to confirm that it's a real relation. They also need to show, you need to prove to immigration your relation through the interview, and you need to show pictures of your relation, okay? So it's not that easy as before. If it's real, then great.
Okay.
You will get residency, and it's the same process for the other type of residencies. Pepito, they have to get birth certificate, police report, and all the documents, they have to be authenticated. So they have to follow the same process. Even if you are the father of Costa Rican children, the process is still the same. Some people think that the process will be faster, should be faster, but in reality takes the same time. Has an investor, has a retiree, has a renter.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so that covers the spouses for the time. Let's go. Maybe, I don't know if we have some questions that we could look over if we have some people in the comments section or any of the questions that we could look at. Here is a question from Jean-Sébastien Wattier. with the rentista, is it good for the family or only for one person?
Okay, this is important. For any type of residency, either rentista, retiree, investor, the residency will be for the whole family. Okay, so let's say Jean Sebastian gets the letter to prove that he has an income of $2,500. His wife will get residency as a dependent. If he has children under 25 years old, they will get a special permit. Also, his parents will get a special permit to be in Costa Rica. So it's for the family, for the family that you will get the residency. If you prove that you have a pension, the family will get the residency as dependents. If you prove that you have investments in Costa Rica, also the whole family group will get the residency, Pepito.
Okay,
So
that's
that's
great.
important.
Yes. Here's another question from Phil Lapkin. We bought a Costa Rica corporation for over 200,000. Does that count?
Okay, if the corporation doesn't have any properties in Costa Rica, doesn't have any lots, condos, or anything, it's just the value of the Costa Rican corporation, we can get residency as investors through the social capital of the Costa Rican corporation. So Mr. Lapkin will need to increase the social capital of the corporation to $200,000. So at the registry, so he will prove that he has a corporation, Costa Rican corporation, with shares equivalent to $200,000. So it's possible, but we need to verify that the value of the shares at the public registry is $200,000.
Excellent. Now, I want to remind everyone, we're already taking some questions. I see some questions coming in the comment section, which is great. We're happy to see people participating. There's a lot of interest. Once again, if you haven't had the opportunity to do so, put your question in the comment section of the Facebook page where you're watching, or also in the comment section of our YouTube page, Pepito Live Costa Rica. Now, we're going to cover other elements of residency and then come back to some more questions, if you don't mind, Marcela. The next category to qualify for residency would be under a business or corporation. We've talked a little bit about that. Also,
Okay.
yeah, go ahead.
Okay, Pepito, if someone wants to open a business activity in Costa Rica, they have to open the business activity through a Costa Rican corporation, okay? So the first step is to open a Costa Rican corporation. So if they want to apply for residency because they own a Costa Rican corporation, the corporation should be registered with all government entities, like with the tax department, with INS, with Costa Rican medical system. They will have to open a bank account in the name of the Costa Rican corporation. They have to start putting money in the bank account so that a CPA will be able to issue an income certification and to prove that the company is really making money, is really doing a business activity. So if you own a Costa Rican corporation and that's it, you don't get residency. You need to have a business activity in Costa Rica and you will get residency because you are the owner of a Costa Rican corporation and you are the legal representative of the Costa Rican corporation. This is important. Maybe you own shares in a Costa Rican corporation, but you are not the legal representative. So it is important to be the legal representative of the Costa Rican corporation, Pepito. And they will also need to get the police background, the birth certificate, the marriage certificate if they are married. The documents, they have to be recent documents, less than 6 months since issuing date, and they have to be authenticated either with the apostille stamp or by the Costa Rican consulate, okay?
Excellent. That's a very important point. So basically, I cannot just land on the plane in Costa Rica and decided I open myself a corporation. Next week, I walk into your office, Marcela, I want my residency. It doesn't work like that. There has to be a track record. The company has to prove it's been in operation for some time with some
It,
assets.
exactly. What you could do is you come to Costa Rica and you buy a Costa Rican corporation that is already doing a business activity. So then you buy the shares of this Costa Rican corporation, and this corporation already has all the registrations with the government. But it's not that you want to open a small restaurant in Costa Rica and then you will immediately get residency. You
Okay.
could start the process, but it's going to take longer because you need to do all the government registrations and you need to start putting money into your bank account. This is like, I mean, this is like confusing because according to the law, immigration law, you are not
Mhm.
supposed to work in Costa Rica unless you have your residency. But
Mhm.
in this type of residency, you need to start working to put money into your bank account and then show immigration that you have sufficient money. So
Yeah.
it's like kind of weird, but this is Costa Rica, Pepito.
Yes, I understand. So there's another question on the screen from Phil Lapkin. Please clarify police report. What exactly is required? I understand depends where you're coming from.
Exactly. Now immigration requests like the police report that the most important police report that will contain all the states. For example, if you are from US, you cannot just get the police report from the state. You are living in New York and you get the police report in New York, that's not good enough. You have to get the FBI report because it covers the whole country. In Canada, it's also the same. You have to get the RCMP criminal background because it covers the whole country. So they need the criminal background, um, and that's one of the most important documents also because now Costa Rican government is really uh, checking that um, foreigners applying for residency that they don't have any criminal background. And I have seen people who didn't get the residency because they had a criminal background, a very old one, like 25 years ago, they had a criminal background and immigration refused, didn't approve the residency. So it is really important that anybody coming to me will be totally honest regarding the police background. Okay?
Okay, excellent. We're going to continue. We're going to come back because I see there's a lot of questions in the question box. Now, if, for example, I don't qualify in some of those categories, pensionado, rentista, investor, spouse, business corporation, I decide, I have very special skills, Marcela, and I'm going to come in as a specialized worker.
Okay, this type of residency is really complicated because the application will go to the Ministry of Labor in Costa Rica, and they will be the ones telling immigration, okay, this person has specific skills that no one in Costa Rica has, so they will tell immigration, okay, they will recommend or not immigration to give the residency, to approve the residency. So it has to be someone really specialized. For example, if I have a chef, someone coming from India who is going to be working in an Indian restaurant, so I can guarantee that they will get the residency because it's not everybody that knows how to cook Indian food. Okay, so it has to be really, really a specialized worker.
Okay.
Otherwise, it will be a waste of time because immigration will deny it because they don't want foreigners competing with Costa Rican labor force. So
Okay.
let's say you have someone from from Brazil, okay? And she wants to work as a receptionist at the Four Seasons. She speaks Portuguese, English, Spanish, Italian. She won't get the residency because there
Okay.
are so many Costa Rican people who will be able to do the same. Okay.
Absolutely. Okay, now Marcela, we have someone who will be coming in live on camera to ask you a question live. And we'd like to welcome to the show, we have William, who is actually joining us from Canada. Welcome to the show, William.
Hello,
Hello, William.
how are you?
Fine, thank you. And you?
Gracias, gracias.
Okay. William, is your question? I believe it has to do with what we call perpetual tourists or coming to Costa Rica. What is your question?
Yes, I have a question. Can I stay in Costa Rica long term without residency?
Okay, William. If you are not working in Costa Rica, you can stay as a tourist in Costa Rica. Your visa as a Canadian is maximum 90 days. So you have to make sure that you go out of Costa Rica before the 90 days is over, and then you can come back and they will give you another 90 days. But when you do that uh, constantly, and immigration will see that you have been doing that for years, they may not give you the 90 days, William. They may give you 30 days as a tourist visa because they want to force you to apply for residency because they see that you are already established in Costa Rica. So if you are a tourist and you want to stay here 1 year, you can do. I mean, you can go out to Nicaragua, come back, and they will give you another 90 days.
Okay.
That's possible. As long as you are not working in Costa Rica and you are not doing that as a perpetual tourist. Because perpetual tourist, I mean, is a concept that Costa Rican government doesn't like. They don't like perpetual tourists.
But for
So
example, Marcela, if I, for example, I'm interested in moving to Costa Rica, and I'm not sure I'm not ready to sell all my assets in the States or Canada,
mhm,
and I want to come and just experience Costa Rica for
mhm.
3, 4, 5, 6, 9 months, a year or so, to make sure that the decision I will make is the right one. So, but that could be
That's
an option.
possible. Yes,
It's not the preferred one, but is an option.
yes, of course. I mean, you can come to Costa Rica 1 year, no problems. And you can go out, come back, no issues at all. But if you stay, let's say, 2 years doing the same, immigration officers will wonder why already 2 years and you are leaving every 90 days. And maybe you are leaving only for half an hour to go to Nicaragua and come back. So they will wonder why, and they may give you 30 days. They may give you even 8 days as a tourist visa. So every time that you go out, Will or anybody, just make sure to check the visa and check how many days were you given in Costa Rica, okay? Because they have to put 30, 60, or 90 days. 90 days is the maximum amount of time.
Perfect. Does that answer your question, Mr. Sauvé?
Yes, thank you. I have another question. If you can,
Mhm.
do we have time?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yes.
great. If I'm going there as a tourist and I find work in tourism,
Mhm.
would I be able to stay longer, or would I need a special permit to work in tourism?
Of course, you need a permit. I mean, no one has a tourist is able to work in Costa Rica. Will many people, many foreigners will tell you, don't worry, you can work, you can stay in Costa Rica. But if the police, immigration police, finds that you are working, even if your tourist visa is valid, they will cancel immediately your tourist visa and you will have to go out of Costa Rica in 78 hours. It's not a deportation. It's not a deportation. You can come back, but if they find you for the second time, then they will do a deportation because as a tourist, you are not able to work, okay? If you want to work in tourism, what you will have to do, Will, is you will have to create a Costa Rican corporation, do all the registrations with the government, and then you can offer the services of your Costa Rican corporation to a specific hotel or to another corporation. You cannot work in your personal name, Will, because what you are going to do is something that a Costa Rican can do. So, I mean, a work permit for you in your personal name won't be possible. I mean, won't be possible because a Costa Rican can do what you will do in Costa Rica.
Okay, Marcela, you set me up for the next question. Actually, what are the benefits if I was opening up an ink company in Costa Rica and I wanted to sell the shares of my company? Now, in Canada, we have certain benefits. Now, in Costa Rica, if I sell shares of my company in Costa Rica, what benefits do I receive? And is there any kind of tax implication on that?
Okay, if you open a Costa Rican corporation, and you have a business activity, you will have to pay taxes in Costa Rica, okay?
Yeah.
Taxes will be according to your income, and according to your financial statements. So, but definitely you will pay taxes in Costa Rica. And in Costa Rica, I mean, you don't have specific benefits by creating a Costa Rican corporation. In your case, is the only way for you to be able to work in Costa Rica, Will, because you will create your Costa Rican corporation and you will apply for residency because you have your own business activity, okay? So benefits will be that you will get residency and you will be able to work.
Okay. When we sell the shares to somebody else of the company, do we have any kind of benefits there?
Okay, it's easier when you transfer shares of a company because it's very easy and you save some money, okay, by transferring the shares of a Costa Rican corporation. Okay.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you, William. It was great having you on the show.
Thank you, Marcela.
Take
My
care.
pleasure.
Thank you. Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Thank you. Marcela, I think we're going to go and see. I think there may be some interesting questions on the comment thread. Let's go and see if there's anything that we could follow up on. Coming from Villa Kokomo, I've heard that if you're 65, you can apply for citizenship without taking a test or being proficient in Spanish. Is this true?
Yes, it's true. I mean, if you are over 65 years old and if you qualify for citizenship, which means you have had residency for 7 years in Costa Rica, that you have had residence in Costa Rica for 7 years and you have been living actually in Costa Rica for 7 years, then you can get citizenship and you don't need to do the test. Maybe we can submit a medical justification, but normally they don't need it. You don't need to do the test of Spanish and social studies, history, I'm sorry, and you will qualify for citizenship. You need to get your criminal background, a recent one, and it has to be authenticated, and it's valid only for 3 months at the civil registry. So if you have that, if you have 2 witnesses, if you have 7 years of residence in Costa Rica, 7 years of permanency in Costa Rica, you can get Costa Rican citizenship. And the process is even faster than getting a residency. You could have the citizenship in 7 months.
Okay, so that's great. Here's another question. Specifically, what should the FBI be asked for?
For residency. for residency outside US, and they have a specific format. They have a general format for the FBI, and it has to be authenticated with the apostille stamp. Mr. Lapkin, I need all the documents. I need all the documents in original in Costa Rica. So I need birth certificate, marriage certificate, the FBI. I need the original document with the apostille stamp. Immigration is not accepting electronic documents yet.
So the question was, can the documents, birth certificate, FBI be submitted to Marcela electronically?
No, I need the originals authenticated in Costa Rica.
Okay, perfect. Let's see if there's any other questions before we move to the next subject. Something that will probably apply to others like me that are here working legally for a Costa Rican company and drawing a single income here, nothing externally. How do we go about building a credit record?
Okay, so Mr. Pickering, you mean that you have the residency and you are working in a Costa Rican corporation? Because I don't understand the question. I mean, if you are working in a Costa Rican corporation and you are getting a salary, and you are in the payroll of the Costa Rican corporation, so that's the way that you can prove that you have an income in Costa Rica. If you don't have the residency and you are working for a Costa Rican company, so first, the Costa Rican company is doing something that is illegal because they are not supposed to hire foreigners without the residency. So, and you are you will be working illegally in Costa Rica. So that's a big risk. So either way, if you don't have the residency, it's better that you apply for the residency, and the company should help you to provide the support for you to get the residency. Okay?
Excellent. Here's another question. Hi, my husband and I will be applying for residency under Pensionado. Can our daughter get residency with us? She is 24 years old, and would she have to be with us in Costa Rica when we apply? This question comes from Tiffany Folari.
Okay, Mrs. Folari, anyone that wants to apply for residency in Costa Rica could do the process even if they are not in Costa Rica, because I will need a power of attorney to handle the residency process. You can send me all the documents to Costa Rica and I will be able to do the residency process in Costa Rica. Your daughter is almost 25 years old, so the process will take between 7 to 10 months. So we don't have sufficient time for her to get the residency under your residency. She will have to qualify for her residency independently. If she comes to Costa Rica, maybe she go to the university to study Spanish or whatever, she could apply for a student permit.
Okay. Thank you very kindly, Madam Tiffany, for the question. Here's another question from Keith Nelson. I'm a legal guardian for a 16-year-old boy who wants to attend high school in Costa Rica. Cool. I have the legal documents for the guardianship. Does he qualify under my residency to attend school? Very good question.
Okay, the boy, he can get a student permit to go to school in Costa Rica. And I will have to see the legal custody documents to see if you can put him or cover him with your residency. I'm not so sure because I will have to see the legal document. If not, the boy of 16 years old, he can obtain a student permit to be in Costa Rica.
Excellent. Okay? Perfect.
Also,
Thank you, Mr.
Pepito, it
Yes.
is important if someone is coming to Costa Rica, a family, just to see if they like Costa Rica and they want the children to attend a school in Costa Rica, the children can get a student permit and the parents will get a permit to be with the children in Costa Rica for the scholar year. So that's a possibility to get to know the country for 1 year, and then they can see if they want to buy a property, if they want to stay here for a long time. But they can come with the kids, they get a student permit, and the parents will get a permit to be with their children in Costa Rica.
Very, very good.
That's something that many people do when they come to Guanacaste.
Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Nelson, for your question. Here's another one. I have residency in Costa Rica, which expired on May 6th. If I can find a flight, must Costa Rica allow me? Has my residency been extended? When I return, what must I do to renew my residency? I think towards the end of the show, we're going to talk also about the immigration context and the regulations in the context of the pandemia, but maybe you can answer these questions, Marcela.
Yes, because of the pandemia, the government, immigration is closed, so the government extended the expiration of the residency cards. So even if the residency card is expire already in May, you will be able to renew by the end of the year, Mr. Nelson. So what you have to be careful is if the airline will allow you to go into the plane because your residency is expired. So I have in my Instagram, Pepito, I have some the new dispositions, and Mr. Nelson, you will have to show these new dispositions from the government of Costa Rica so that the airline will allow you to take the plane to come back to Costa Rica. Because I had a client today that he was coming from Houston, and he had an issue with United Airlines because his residency was expired, and they didn't want him to border the flight. At the end, they allowed him to come to Costa Rica, but he had to argue with the airline.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mr. Nelson, for the question again. Here's another one. If I applied for residency within the past few months, how can I obtain my comprobante number?
Okay, if you already applied for residency, you should have the residency file number already. If you did the process through a lawyer, the lawyer should send you the residency file number, okay? If you are planning to apply for residency, you can apply for residency by September 21 when immigration will reopen, and the lawyer in charge of your residency file will give you the residency file number.
Excellent. Now, before we go to some more questions, Marcela, let's talk a little bit about CAHA. Okay. CAHA, for people who may not know what it is the social security system in Costa Rica. Can you tell us a little bit about it, what it implicates, and when do we need to start paying CAHA if we are involved in a process?
Okay, everybody that gets the residency approval in Costa Rica, they have to join Costa Rican medical system. That's what we call CAHA or Social Security. That's mandatory. Everybody, every Costa Rican, every foreigner with residency must pay CAHA, Costa Rica medical system. Even if they don't use the system, they have to pay CAHA. So for a retiree, a foreigner who gets residency as a retiree, the payment will be more or less $60 per month, 60 American dollars per month per family. So this amount of money will cover husband, wife, and children under 25 years old. someone who gets residency has an investor will pay $80, 80 American dollars per month for the whole family. Someone who gets residency has a renter will pay $200 per month per family. They pay more because they are supposed to have an income of $2,500. So they pay $200 to Caja every month. Someone who has a Costa Rican children or Costa Rican wife will pay maybe $55 per month, okay? Costa Rican medical system is supposed to be one of the best in Latin America, okay? And it's true. I mean, we Costa Rican people, we complain a lot about the system, but it's true that it's a good system, okay? So my American clients are really, really happy with the system because they go to Caja, they get pills, they get all the medicines that they need, and Caja, they don't care if you have any pre-existing condition, and they will give you all the medicines that you need. So my American clients are really happy with the system. European clients are really happy with the system. Canadian clients are not that happy because, I mean, you have a Pepito, you're supposed to have a very good medical system in Canada. So, but it's still, you don't pay a lot for Costa Rican medical system. And if you are, let's say you are Canadian and you want to be in Costa Rica 6 months per year, and the other 6 months you are in Canada, you only pay 6 months of Costa Rican medical system. You don't have to pay the whole year. You pay only when you are in Costa Rica. Okay, that's really important.
Yeah, excellent. That's a very, very good point. And I could say that I've been covered under the Caja system for some time now in Costa Rica, and I could support what you're saying, Marcela, in terms of the quality of care and the attention they provide. For example, when we go into a medical clinic for an annual review or exam, they take the time to explain, and they have a really nice approach at providing health care. Let's go and see if we have a few more questions before we go to the next topic, because I understand there's a few questions in the box. Let's see. Okay, another question from Tiffany Folati. Hi, my husband and I will be applying for residency under Pensionado. I think we've already covered that question. So we're going to go to the next issue that we're now going to talk, Marcela, if you don't mind, about. Here's a new question from Darcy Boulay. For a rentista qualification, would a private investment income portfolio of over $1,000 US be acceptable? Very good question.
Okay, Mrs. Boulay, remember that the amount to qualify for residency as a renter is 2,500 American dollars per month. $1,000 is for the retiree, has a lifetime pension, okay? So if you want to qualify as a rentista, you need to prove that you have an income of $2,500 per month, and the income could be from a private investment, that's okay, but it has to be $2,500.
Excellent. It is a good question, and thank you for the excellent answer. So now, Marcela, let's talk about some of the fees or some of the costs associated with this. If a family wants to come to Costa Rica, of course, they need to do some financial planning. So could you tell us a little bit about the costs? What are the fees associated to getting our residency? We do have a little graphic here that has been prepared, so maybe you want to comment on it. Here's about the fees. Okay.
Okay, anyone that is applying for residency in Costa Rica should pay expenses to the government, and it's more or less $340 per person or per person, okay? So this $340 is, we have to pay $255 is a filing fee to immigration. We have to pay $30 translation fee per document because every document has to be translated from English or French to Spanish. And the translation must be done in Costa Rica, so it's $30 per document and $30 in government stamps. So it's more or less $340 to be paid to the government, okay? And then legal fees will be what you will pay to my company to handle the residency process is $500 per children under 18 years old and $1,700 per adult. And now we have to add the 13% taxes to this fee, okay? Has a courtesy to Pepito and to every person following Pepito, I will offer $300 discount on legal fees per adult. So if you are a family of 2 people, you will save $600 in legal fees. It's just because because has a courtesy to you, Pepito, and your followers. This discount, I will keep it during 2020. So if anyone is decided to start the process in Costa Rica, just remember me that you are following Pepito and I will apply the discount. Okay.
Excellent. That's very good news. So Marcela, if I understand, for example, if I'm an adult and I'm coming through Costa Rica and Elizabeth Young says,
Thank you, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Marcela. Okay. So we were talking the fees for an adult would be $340 for the government, $1,700 for an adult. So out of the $1,700, you would give me a $300 discount, which means
Exactly.
that would be a net of $1,400.
Plus the 13% taxes.
Plus the 13, of course, the taxes, service
Okay.
tax.
And also, Pepito, at the end of the process, when your residency is approved, you have to pay, the foreigner has to pay $125 for the residency card to immigration. Is the cost of the plastic and it's gonna be valid for 2 years, 3 years, or 5 years. So you pay $125 per adult and $98 per children. And also, you have to pay a guarantee deposit to immigration. And this is like a safety deposit because if you don't behave in Costa Rica, the foreigner is not behaving in Costa Rica and the government wants to cancel the residency, a Costa Rican government will cancel the residency and will buy a flight ticket for them to go back to Canada or to US. So yes, someone from Canada will pay $361, I think, because they recently updated the values. In the past, everybody was paying $300, but that was not the cost of a ticket to go to Italy, for example. So now someone from US will pay $361. Someone from Italy will pay $1,700 deposit because it's the cost of a flight ticket to go back to their country. They just updated the values recently. So this deposit is refundable. When you get permanent residency after 3 years, the government will refund the money. Okay. The guarantee deposit.
Yes, absolutely. And we have another comment here from Ali Rodriguez who says, hi, Pepito and Marcela. This is a great interview.
Thank you, Ali. Thank you.
Another comment here is immigration considering allowing residency applications in time for international schools to open in September? Question mark. We have all our paperwork and kids enroll in school, but waiting for office to open.
That's a very important question. That's a very important question. Actually, I'm going to have a webinar Wednesday with people from La Paz School because everybody wants to know if what will happen because they will start the school in September and maybe they won't be allowed to enter Costa Rica August 1st because I mean right now we don't know what will happen, Pepito, because the government is supposed to clarify which countries will be allowed into Costa Rica. But we are still waiting to hear which countries will be allowed into Costa Rica. And we are just also waiting to see if the frontier will be open August 1st. Supposedly, it's going to be open August 1st. But it all depends on how the pandemic is, if the pandemic in Costa Rica is under control or not. So in about 10 days, we will know if the frontier will be open to every nationality, but I guess not. So regarding the kids coming to school in September, I talked to the principals of many schools in Costa Rica, and what they will do is they are going to do virtual lessons through internet because the kids, they may not be able to come into Costa Rica, and immigration will open September 21. So by September 21, we will be able to apply for new residencies. Okay. So we still have to wait.
Okay, so we're going to need some follow-up on that. Here's another very good question. This one from Mary Snutter Wachahaj. I'm a permanent resident of Costa Rica and now in Florida. Can I return to Playa del Coco? Someone said I could legally return to Costa Rica, but would be quarantined to my house for 14 days. I like people like that who have questions. Don't go in social media to ask the questions, but come to the experts like you, Marcela. So
Mary,
is this true?
Mary, nice to hear from you. I hope you're doing okay. Yes, has a permanent resident in Costa Rica, even has a temporary resident in Costa Rica. If you left Costa Rica before March 2020, you will be able to come back to Costa Rica and you have to do mandatory quarantine for 14 days at your house. Exactly. But you are able to come back to Costa Rica.
That is a good news.
If you left Costa Rica before March 2020, okay?
Okay. And that was a very, very good question and a very important question. A question here, comment from Claudine Privé. Yes, great interview with lots of information, important information. Je prends des notes. Merci, Claudine. Thank you for being with us.
If you have any more question, I guess if is going to provide you with my email and you can contact me anytime.
Absolutely. We're just going to give all the coordinates there in a few minutes. How long to wait after you get the temporary cedula, and how much to renew or do when you apply for your permanent? So what I understand is that you get temporary residency for 2 years?
Exactly. Exactly. The first time you will get temporary residency for 2 years, okay? Then at the end of the 2 years, you have to renew. You will pay $125 for the plastic. It's going to be valid for another 2 years. When you have 3 years of temporary residency, Ali, you can apply for permanent residency. Permanent residency means that you have no restrictions in your residency. The process to renew is really easy. You can do it by yourself. And if you happen to be outside Costa Rica longer than, let's say, 4 years, your residency, immigration won't cancel your residency, Ali, because you are a permanent resident. You will have to prove why you were out of Costa Rica for a long time, but they will renew for sure. Okay. Now, if someone is waiting for the residency to be approved, as in your case, Ali, We are expecting to hear from immigration anytime. They are closed for the public, but they are working inside immigration. And they are really working because we have been receiving many resolutions from immigration.
Excellent. That's very good news. Let's see if there's any other questions there right now. I don't see it. So here are the coordinates to your website. Okay, immigrationexpertscostarica.com. Okay, and also you do have several offices around Costa Rica. We're going to show that here right now. You have offices in Samara, Tamarindo, San Jose, Playa del Coco.
Exactly. I am mainly in Playas del Coco because I live here. I go to Tamarindo in San Jose. I have a group of people working in San Jose. And in Nosara, my daughter is taking care of the immigration area. She's also a lawyer. Please, anybody that is listening to us, please follow me in my Facebook page or Instagram because I'm always updating people on immigration rules. Don't believe what everybody advertise in Facebook pages or in groups because that's not real information, okay? And I wish it will be real, but it's not real information, okay? I'm really happy to help you. Either if you're my client or not, I'm really happy to give you accurate information.
Excellent. Let's go have a look one last time if there's any other new comments or questions before we say goodbye and thank you to Marcela. I believe that has pretty much covered it. Marcela, you have issued, I think, you have covered it. You've issued like sort of like a government update to all people in the community this week. Do you want to do any comments on that? It has to do with the permanent residents who are here and people who some of the expats who have been here and some of the visas that have been expanded and so forth.
Mm-hmm. Pepito, do you have the information?
Yes, I will. I will
Yes,
put the graphic here.
Okay. Yes. So many people are worried about immigration rules right now, but they know, I mean, because of this emergency situation that the Costa Rica is facing, immigration is extending the tourist visa for people who are in Costa Rica and the tourist visa is already expired. The tourist visa is extended until November 18, 2020. Any residency card that already expire after December 18 is extended until September 30, and the foreigner has 3 months to renew the residency after September. We cannot submit any new applications to immigration or permits because immigration is closed. They will be opening September 21, so we need to wait until September 21. If people already got documents, birth certificate, police report, marriage certificate, they got the documents, they don't expire. The immigration is extending the expiration date so that people will be able to apply for residency. So if anybody has documents, just send me a picture, contact me, and I will let you know if the documents are still good to apply for residency.
Excellent. And once again on the screen before we leave, immigration expert Costa Rica.com, your website, and that is the best way to get a hold of you.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, Pepito. Now I just want to tell everybody, I mean, Costa Rica is facing also the pandemic, but actually our government is really doing good regarding the control of the pandemic. Costa Rica is a paradise. I mean, it's really a beautiful country. It's safe. People live longer in Costa Rica. So if you have the dream to come to Costa Rica, do it now, really. Don't postpone your dreams, because then you will regret.
Absolutely.
Do it now.
And Marcela, you're so right about that. Actually, in 2 weeks, we're going to be doing a show on the 27th of July in English here, and we're going to talk about all of the good reasons why people would want to live in Costa Rica. So it's going to be sort of like a follow-up show to this one here today. So we're going to have someone as a special guest. We're going to talk about all the good reasons to live here in this beautiful paradise.
Pepito, and someone is going to talk about the blue zones. I mean, because
Absolutely. We're going to talk about blue zones and all of those nice issues. Marcela, I want to thank you once again for participating. You've been so generous with your time. And thank you for taking the opportunity to give us the proper information. We took the time to try to break down everything point by point so it's clearer for people. Of course, there's a lot of individual situations and cases, and maybe sometimes people are shy to post questions publicly, but of course they could write you directly to you, and they will get excellent service and excellent follow-up, because I know for a matter of fact, because you've actually done all my immigration work for myself and Carolyn personally. So thank you for joining us.
My pleasure, Pepito. Thank you for inviting me, and thank you everybody who is a Pepito follower.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Ciao,
bye-bye.
Marcela.
Thank you. Good night to everyone. Bye-bye.
Good night, and hasta luego. That was Marcela Gurdian, okay? An attorney specialized in immigration for 25 years in Costa Rica. We want to remind everyone before we leave that we've talked about our photography contest earlier. If you haven't done so, some of the people involved in helping us make this come true is actually the Guanacaste Photography Club. We want to remind you once again, you have until the 27th of July at midnight to submit your photos. All of the details are on Pepito Live Costa Rica Facebook page. And also, if you want to submit your photo, you could do it right now, as of right now. And here's our email address, pepitolive@gmail.com. You see what we could do with this amazing technology we have. And thank you again, folks, for watching. Thanks to everyone who has taken the time to make some comments, come live on camera, and ask some questions. Our next rendezvous on the 27th. Okay, we're going to talk about all the lovely reasons why you want to live in paradise in Costa Rica. So thank you, everyone, and see you soon.